Hello, welcome to the video. My name is Justice Moka. I am your instructor. Today, we will be learning how to detail a footing reinforcement. So, looking at this structure, reinforcement. Also, on the column, we have also shown the lapping reinforcement, which the first floor column or the upper column will be lapped to. And if you can see here also, we have also shown the slab detailing, which is the main reinforcement and the secondary reinforcement. And also, if you look at this place or the footing, we also have a starter bar, which we also have a bar that connects the column and the footing. Okay, so also, if you check around here, you also see panel, so that you will not miss when we will do a lot of these videos on how to detail a reinforced concrete slab and also reinforced concrete column and also a reinforced concrete beam. Today we will be detailing a reinforced concrete foundation base, which is also a part base. And you should click on the subscribe button if you have not subscribed. The notification button if you have not also clicked on that. Okay, so looking at this right now, you can see that in my previous video we have been working on the Prota Structure software. But for this lesson, we will be using Tekla Structure software to detail this footing base. I've also shown you guys the reinforcement. Today we will be using Tekla Structure software to create our reinforcement. So let's get started for today's lesson. Okay, so for us to begin our footing detail right here in Tekla Structure, the first thing we'll do is to insert our footing base for this column right here. As you can see this column here. So the first thing we'll do is to insert our footing base for this column right now. So to insert footing base, you click on steel or concrete. Then if you click on steel, you can go to concrete region, or you quickly click on concrete and then you go to footing. As you can see, we have column, we have beam, we have panel, which is for wall, we have slab, and we have footing. And as for today's lesson, we are basically teaching on footing. So the next thing we'll do right now is to click on this footing tab right here. Once we click on that footing tab right now, the next thing you have to do is to locate the center point, which is the intersection point of this column right here, bottom part, not at the top. We have to insert the part base foundation or the footing foundation right now. So click on this intersection point between these two grids, and you can see that we have inserted our footing base. Next thing you do is to click on escape, or you just right now you do right now is to now double click on this footing base to now edit the materials. As you can see right here, we have 1 meter by 1 meter. We can change this to, if we want our footing size to be 1.1 meter by 1.1 meter, 1.1 millimeter, 1,100 millimeter and 1,100 millimeter. Then we can also choose the material grade for concrete. Since this footing is concrete, we can use concrete grade 25 or concrete grade 20. So we just use concrete grade 20. You can choose any one you want to choose. You can see here we have a lot of concrete grade depending on the code we're using. And mind you, we are using UK code for this training, as you can see right here. So next thing again we'll do, okay, let's just leave this at 1 meter by 1 meter because I want the footing to be 1 meter by 1 meter depending on this design. So next thing we'll do right now is to make sure that this top right here, let me just remove this, to make sure that this top right here is set as 0, and then the next thing you put right here is your footing depth. And what is footing depth? Footing depth is from this point to this point. So the footing depth right now, I want to use 300, so I'll quickly use 300, but on this case right now you have to put minus because you are going below 0, below this grid line. This is the point of 0, so since our footing is always below the ground level, so we will not impute minus on it. Then now click on update. Now as you can see that we have clicked on update just now, we have now set this footing to be 1 meter by 1 meter and having a thickness of 300 millimeter. So with this now we can now close this tab. Now you can see that we have created our footing base right now. The next thing we'll do right now is to detail this footing base, is to create this footing reinforcement. To do that right now, we will go to, I'll click on this tab which is called applications and components. So when you click on this tab right now, the first thing you do right now is to type pad. When you type pad, automatically you will see different kind of method of detailing the pad. This is for this, as you can see the name here, this is pad footing reinforcement. So either you type pad or you quickly type 77 if you can master the code 77. So you click on this right now. Once you click on this icon, the next thing you do right now is to click on the footing base, because what we are about to detail is footing base. So click on footing base right here, then we can now click on this to close. As you can see right now, you can now click on escape, so or click outside. So you can see right now what we have just gotten. You can see that we have just detailed this footing base right now. The next thing you do right now is to now double click. Now if you cannot see this your reinforcement, what I would say you should do is to click Ctrl 2, because if you normally it will be on Ctrl 4. As you can see right now, we cannot see anything like reinforcement except this outer reinforcement here from this column. Now to see your reinforcement inside this space, you have to click Ctrl 2. So when you now click Ctrl 2 right now, we will now have to double click on this reinforcement to now start editing this our reinforcement, which is the spacing and the size that which we want to use for this reinforcement. So we'll double click on this reinforcement just now, and a dialog box will gonna appear just now. Here we'll now begin to make our settings. So we just go like this, and to see our reinforcement, next thing we'll do right now is to set this as 25, cover on this area, and also the cover on this area as 25 also. Don't make mistake, all 25. And then the bottom cover, which is directly on the soil, we say is 50, or we can choose 75. Okay, so the next thing again we'll do right now is to click on primary bars. Now these primary bars right now, first of all, like I said, if you have not subscribed to my channel, I will say you should click on the subscribe button so that you don't miss our next video on how we detail this column and also detail beam and slab. Okay, so we go back to what we are doing for today, which is to detail the footing base. Okay, so we go right now and click on this place. Now once we are done with these two settings, you leave every other thing here as default. The next thing right now you do right now is to click on primary bars. On these primary bars right now, you leave this place, just click this place as one zone, and then you click on this place to choose our concrete, to choose our steel grade. Sorry, normally here will be with H, which is the H type of grade of steel. So we click on this 3 dots button here. So once we click on this, a dialog box will appear where you can now make your choice. Normally default it will be on H, which is the H grade, but I want to use grade 460, which is T grade 460. So once I click on this T grade 460, next now choose right now, I will have to choose the size of my reinforcement. So I want to use size of reinforcement for this. Since it's just a simple building, I want to use a diameter of 12, which is also from the design report, a diameter of 12 reinforcement, which has a bending radius of 24, I will now click on OK. So automatically I have said that I'm using a diameter size of reinforcement 12 diameter size to for this foundation. And then the next thing I'll do right now is to provide my spacing left bending length, which simply means this bending. Remember that the depth of this footing, or let me say the depth of this foundation of this footing base, we use it as 300. So right now I want to make my I want to make my length bending, which is this right now, to be 200. And also left bending right, this is the left and this is the right, also 200. They must be uniform. And then next thing I'll do right now, I'll leave this distance percentage as default. Next thing I'll do right now is to click on this creation method. On this creation method, I will say you should choose spacing. And then once you choose spacing, the next thing right now you do is to specify the spacing between your the spacing between your footing reinforcement. Now my own design report, the spacing that I have is 225. So I'll input that 225, and from your own you can use 200 or 175 or 150 depending on the design reports. Now the next thing right now I'll do right now is to click on this left end hook. I would say you should leave this place as straight. Because if you don't leave it as straight, now look at what happens if you don't leave it as straight. If you click on that, if you bend to angle 180, look at what will happen right now. Modify, see what will happen just now. And this is not really all right. This is not nice. You can see that it's not nice. This is an old method of bending reinforcement. So if you also choose 135 degrees, you can see how it will look like, which is not also nice. If you click to leave it at angle 90, you can see how it's also look like. It's not nice. But the best way to leave for footing detailing is straight, which you can see right here. This is okay. Now the next thing again you do right now is also click on the right end hook, which is the other side, as you can see it here. So I would say you should leave it also as straight. Now you can now click on modify. Now the next thing right now you do right now, we have just did for this primary bar, which is the main bar, as you can see it right now. The next thing we do right now is to click on to also set our secondary reinforcement. So we click on the secondary bars, which is also called secondary reinforcement, and the same thing we'll click only on one zone, and then also we'll click on these three dots to choose the size of our reinforcement and the grade of our reinforcement. I'll quickly click on grade 60 of reinforcement and choose my member. You can see right now they have stirrup, they have member. So don't make the mistake of choosing stirrup. You have to choose the member and then you click on OK. Now the next thing right now I'll do right now is to specify also the distance. Remember on this last one we used 200, so the same thing, the same uniform size, we also use 200 as the spacing of the reinforcement, which will now be from this point to this point and from this point to this point. So next thing again we'll do is to choose our creation method as spacing, and then we now provide the spacing of our reinforcement as, and we leave this place as straight, as I've already showed you before. Leave this place also as straight, and then we now click on modify. Okay, you can see there will be a slight changes right now. Then again, we now go to laser bar. On this laser bar, I would say you should just on a default note it will be on yes, but I would say you should leave it as no. So and then so make every other thing here to be empty. If there is any value here before, you just remove the values and just select here first of all no, and remove all other values that is found here. Then you can now click on modify, apply, and then you now click on close. Automatically it has set this footing this footing detail macro as this setting. Any other footing and detail that you are about to insert will take this same setting. Now the next thing right now to do is, as you can see right now, we have already inserted our footing base, and also we already also have our column reinforcement. Now there must be a connection between this column reinforcement and this footing base, which is now called a starter bar, which is now called a bar that will connect this footing and this this column and this footing base. Like I said before, if you want to know how to also detail this, also show the reinforcement or detail a column reinforcement, I would say you should subscribe to my channel video so that you will not miss my coming video on how to create this kind of reinforcement for column using Tekla Structure software. So now to create our bar for that will connect this footing with this column, I will now click on this application and components right here, and then the next thing I'll do right now is to still click on pad. I'll type pad. Automatically I will see, now you will see these two kind of bars for pillar and starter bars for columns. I'll quickly click on this. If you can master the code, as you can see it here, 87, and if you type just 87, it will also pop up this right now. Once I click on this right now, the next thing I'll do right now is to click on the footing base. Now automatically, as you can see it right now, we have now gotten our bars, as you can see it here. If I click on outside and say interrupt and then click on the empty space, you can see our starter bar right now. We have just created our starter bar, which is now connecting this column and this here, and this part foundation, sorry, so you cannot see. So we will now also click on this, double click on this reinforcement and shift, just go over this place to see to change the settings on this area. So on this part right now, you can see that the first thing we have here is our picture, and from the first thing we have here, you can see this lapping length here, and this lapping length has a rule. There's a rule of thumb for lapping, which is for if you're using US code or Eurocode or UK code, there is a rule for lapping, which is 50 times the diameter of the diameter of the reinforcement. So if we want to input the lapping between this column and this bars here right now, we will have to do 50 multiplied by the size of this reinforcement or the diameter of this reinforcement, and we want to use diameter 16 for this reinforcement because we use diameter we use diameter 16 for this column. So the first thing we'll do right now is to click on this material properties, this dot right here, see here, to choose our material for steel. So we choose our steel grade as 460 and our size of reinforcement as 16. Mind you, don't have to use stirrups, you have to use main reinforcement. Don't make that mistake. So we now click on OK and click on modify. Okay, so the next thing again we'll do right now after clicking this is to now insert our lapping length. To do this right now, since we already know our size of reinforcement as 16 diameter, so we'll now go to calculate this lap length. Now just say 50 as the rule applies, 50 times the diameter of reinforcement, which we know as 16, so times 16. We click on OK equals to, so you can now see it is 800, so we can just put here right now as 800, and then the next thing right now you do is to leave this point as 0. There will be a value here as 10 or 7, so you leave it here as 0 and keep this point as 0, and then or leave this point empty and leave this point empty if you want. Okay, so the next thing again we'll do right now, this place will be set at 400, but I would say you should always use either 250 or 300. So in this case, I will use 250. The next thing right now you do is to set this point. This always at default, to set this one as 30. Then the next thing again you do right now, this place will have a value, so you leave this value as 0, or you just leave this value empty and leave this value empty, and also make this place empty and make this place empty. Okay, the next thing right now you do is to click on this point and click on the first point here. Click on this arrow right now and click on this first image as you're seeing right now. Okay, the next thing again you do right now is to set your stirrups. On this stirrup like this, jobs right now. On these two jobs right now, you have to just click on this point right now, and then a dialog box will appear. You click on your steel grade, which is T460, and then you click on your steel jobs as T. Okay, now the next thing right now you do right now is to click on button cover. On this button cover right now, how do you get your button cover? Button cover right now, you have to, since it's the button cover, as you can see it's right. Let me just go up, so you can see what's happening there right now. On this button cover right now, how do you get the button cover? To get this value for this button cover right now, look at what I'll do right now. Knowing that my concrete cover is 50, now concrete cover is 50 plus this size of this reinforcement. Remember that there are two layers of reinforcement, the first primary layer and the second primary layer, and this starter bar right now is sitting directly on the second one. So right now what I will do is to do 50 plus the size of this reinforcement, which is 12, plus another 12 again, which is this, plus 12 and plus 12 again, so which is now 74. So I'll quickly make it a round figure as 75, and then I will now click on modify, and then I'll click on apply. Okay, the next thing that I'll do right now is to click on location. On this location right now, this place will be set at 400. Remember, okay, we use the size of our column, as you can see here, as 225 and by 300. So on this side right now, I'll make it here to be 225. This place must be the size of your column, and this place also must be the size of your column. Okay, on my own case, 225, 225. So on my own case right now, as you can see right now, we use 225 by 300. So on this case right now, I will use this side to be 300 and this side to be 225. Modify, and I'll click on apply. Okay, so right now, as you can see right now, it's not this bar is going outside, so I'll go back and click on removing the concrete cover, so I'll get 225. Now click on modify. Okay, so you can now see this star bar right now is now lapping with this column reinforcement just there. Okay, you can see it right here. Okay, so the next thing right now we'll do right now is to leave this point, this area as 0, leave this value as 0, and on this drop down arrow here, just choose, you have to choose this one. This 1, 2, 3, 4, this fourth one is what you will choose. So you choose this fourth image here and click on modify, already applied, and then we'll click on this parameter. On this parameter, I will say you should leave everything here as before. Don't input any image, and just go back to this place and click modify, apply, and OK. So automatically everything has been applied. So you click on save. So you can now see how to create a foundation reinforcement for a pad base, and also a starter bar which connects the footing and the columns together. So you can see what we have just created right now. To create also for all these ones right now, like I told you before, once you have created for one, automatically it will be set as default automatically. So right now, if we want to create for this one right now, we will not have to pass the stage of setting all those settings again. We'll just click on insert and just be inserting, and it will be picking this same setting that we have done here for these other ones. So to insert part base for here again, just pay attention. Like I said, if you have not subscribed to my channel, click on the subscribe button, and also click on the share button to share this video. Okay, so we click on this footing right here, and then find the center of this column, which is at this point, and then you just click on that place. You can see it right now. And also we do the same thing for this point right now, center of this column, as you can see them right there. Okay, we go again to insert for this. Also click on this to insert, and also you hold your control key to rotate this to rotate the view, and then we also go down and then click. Okay, to also rotate the view, you hold your control button and then you hold your mouse scroll button, and then you begin to rotate. Okay, we go again, and click, and then click on the at the center of this column, and then you also scroll again up center of the column and insert. Okay, and then we go again at the final one right now to insert right here. Okay, so I think that's the end. Okay, so right now you can see that there all these footing base that we have inserted does not have a reinforcement. So right now we want to start creating the reinforcement, the footing reinforcement, connection reinforcement between the column and the part base. So to do that right now, we go back to our applications and components, and then we click. Since we want to insert for the part base, we just say part base, just say part. And automatically, you will see this part footing reinforcement. Right now, like I told you before, it have already been set using this setting that we have already set for this. So once you click on this footing right now, this footing part footing reinforcement, just click on this right now. Automatically, you will just see it right. Okay, so let me see what's happening right there. Why it's not taking these properties right now. Okay, so if just click on this. Okay, just say undo. Let me just undo, and then click back on this footing reinforcement, and then just do an update so that it can take the settings for that. Maybe with this some changes I didn't take. Okay, so let me just put here as 50 and then say modify, and then go back to put it back as 75 and say modify, apply, sorry, apply, and then okay. So we will now have to click back on this point right now and click on this reinforcement. Okay, you can see right now it has taken the properties. We also do the same thing for here. So if you click on escape right now and then just close this, to detail this footing right now, let me just repeat myself. You go back to application and then click type pad, since it is for pad foundation. We also have for our foundation and for steel foundation. In my next video, I'll be doing for our foundation. So I'll say you should subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed. Also on the share button and also share this video. So I'll click on this on this I'm just repeating what we have just done before. Okay, I mean this one. Okay, we'll click on this right now. This does not have a connection reinforcement between this column and this part footing reinforcement. So right now we have to create this bar for this reinforcement. To create this connection bar between this column and this footing reinforcement right now, we go back to our application and components right now and click on still on part. As you can see here, still on part, and then we have to click on this tab bars for footing. So we'll click on this right now, then click on our footing, not on the column, on the footing, and automatically you can see that now has a connection between the footing and the column, which is this reinforcement, which is this gray color reinforcement. So we will also do the same for all that does not have, like this one does not have. So if we click on this right now, automatically it will create this connection and also this. So you click on this, so you can see how detail to detail concrete member using Tekla Structure. So we will be doing more videos on this software, Tekla Structure. So I'll say that you should subscribe to my channel and also share this video if you have not. Okay, I'll also click, and I'll also say that if you have any comments, if you have any kind of issue with what I'm doing, maybe if you think I'm not doing it right, I'll say you should leave a comment right down below. I'll also reply you. So you can see that we have created a footing reinforcement and a connection reinforcement between the part base and the column. So you can see what we have just done. So you can now right click and say interrupt, and right click again and say redraw. Okay, so you can see what we have just achieved just now. So you can see that this is now a footing detail reinforcement You can see how it is showing this footing reinforcement and this tetrabar reinforcement and the column reinforcement. And also, if you go up right now, you can see the connections also between the column and the beam. And also, you can see that the column has an extension reinforcement, which will now also carry the upper floor column. And also, if you look at this place, you can see that we also have our slab reinforcement created already. Because in my next video I will be showing you how to detail a slab reinforcement and also column using Tekla Structure software. Okay, so this thing we have come for the to the end of this lesson for today. So I would say you should leave a comment right down below if you have any question to ask or you have anything to bring to my attention. And also I will also say you subscribe to my channel Ekidel if you have not subscribed so that you don't miss my coming videos. Okay, so thank you and God bless. A slab and also how to detail a steel foundation. And we still have a lot of videos on how to design raft foundation and also a strip foundation and also to create a plinth and also a tie beam using Prota Structure software. Also, we will also be using we will also be doing more work on Prota Structure on how to produce how to produce the design details for the design and also do a proper detailing using Prota Structure with AutoCAD. So okay, so if you have not subscribed to my channel Ekidel, I would say you should do that just now so that you don't miss our coming videos on all this. Okay, so thank you and wait for the next.